What's up? This is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Specs One.
This is Special K.
Hot Rock's motherfucking Scrat MC.
Breaking
Records.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
I recently watched a documentary called Adult Rappers, and they asked a very interesting question that
I think I saw some of that online.
Yeah, he was on there, attorney.
Oh, talking about
Slugs on there.
Talking about being a rapper and earning a living independent.
Adult,
yeah.
So they asked, and I'm curious on a larger
I wanted to see that. I didn't get the chance to see that.
Yeah. Well, they asked, what do you tell people that you do for a living? Do you tell them outright you're a rapper?
I mean, yeah, that's what I do.
Because almost 3/4 of the people on there denied it.
Really?
Yeah.
I know, I was shocked by it too. I'm like,
and I think the youngest one there was 37, and then
It's like
Slug's 45.
Slug denies. How can he deny he's a rapper?
That's what I mean.
Most of them were saying when they talk to like an average person.
Oh, they probably just don't even talk about
it's like a music because they don't want to elaborate on it, and people
don't understand.
Sometimes I may not. I mean, I don't know. I don't really. If somebody asks me, I just tell them I'm a musician.
Yeah. But POS was saying if he's dressed like how he was in the interview, then
But it's because hip hop is such a
that.
deep-rooted culture, and the people who really are in it, you can't explain that shit to people who don't get it. You know what I mean? Like you're in it,
people
you get
fucking
it. Like,
know. I mean, hip hop is the biggest musical genre in the world right now. I mean, it's pop music now.
But it's definitely looked at as like a
actually, I think country still sells more records though.
Probably, I mean, but hip hop.
To be honest,
country sounds like hip hop now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hip hop has the most.
They got electronic sounds in there. They got the drum.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit sounds like hip hop to me.
And
so does pop.
I think a lot of people don't say it outright because they think that it's viewed from other people as like an immature genre, which is almost true because there's not people old enough to be. Oh, it's only 50 years old, right? Rock and roll was a youthful game when. Classic rock wasn't around when rock first came out.
Changed.
I just feel people on the outside don't understand rap because it's like they just look at it from the face value, and you see artists like I don't know how to name people, but you know what I mean. It gives off this flashy image, and then when you're a normal person who does actual real hip hop, how do you explain that to somebody who doesn't even understand? You know what I mean?
Well, people, like you said, a comparison to rock and roll, being that hip hop is the younger of the genres. You know what I mean? People don't understand hip hop other than what's the mainstream or what's propagated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they just feel like, oh, that's hip hop. You know what I mean? But they don't understand that. But that's changing.
You don't see too many conscious rappers on the radio, at least in the last 10 years. Now you're starting to see a lot more of it.
Just adult, like you said, adult rappers. You know what I mean? But that's completely changing now because, you have quote unquote mature, you know what I mean, contemporary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is contemporary music now,
yeah.
where it was just like the new young stuff. But now you have guys that are, you know what I mean, grown men with kids, with grandkids that are still making relevant hip hop. You know what I mean? And still doing very well. I mean, Tech Nine is, you know what I'm saying, could be considered an OG in the game, but he's one of the most successful.
OG and one of the most prominent and successful.
And still making he's making his biggest albums and making his most impact.
Biggest moves now.
So it's changing. You know what I mean? It's evolving. It's not what it used to be. The perception isn't exactly what it used to be, and it's changing. People have to change.
So another one is, which artist did you inspire to be when you started out? Is there one artist specifically?
First, Nas was probably like my first.
Surprisingly, on that documentary, a lot of them said Too Short.
Wow, yeah. I mean, because probably that was their mind, their age.
They like the nastiness.
Yeah.
That was it.
Too Short, he's one of those dudes that's a lot of your favorite rappers' favorite rappers.
For sure, I just wouldn't see it coming there.
Yeah.
I just didn't see it at most.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up around Too Short. You know what I mean? That's my hometown. Yeah. Too Short definitely, but had an influence because that was like, Too Short was the shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Growing up in the Bay Area, but to me, it's like when I heard Nas, like I was like, yo. Yeah. I want to try that. You know what I mean? Because I had never heard. I mean, I heard other stuff. Like I loved, like my brothers. They had like EPMD tapes, and I loved like Ice Cube and NWA. And I loved listening to that music. But it wasn't until I heard Nas, Illmatic. It was when I was like, yo, I want to try to do that. Like that's incredible. You know what I mean? Like.
Sure. Anyone that you didn't want to end up like. I have to ask this because they had a unanimous answer on the doc.
I don't know. I don't really think about that. I don't know.
The unanimous answer was Vanilla Ice on the doc, which wasn't a shock.
Vanilla Ice was when I was a kid. I didn't even consider that like I just considered that just something. Yeah. I kind of liked Ice Baby when it came out, but I didn't consider that.
Yeah, exactly.
I consider that just something different. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even put that in the same mind frame as
Like
Ice
Skee-Lo.
Cube or Nas. Like that wasn't.
That goes in the Skee-Lo category.
Breaking fucking records radio.